Alright guys, in this video we are going to explore the incrementing value of as you can see here, when I'm pressing the add, the value also, the total value is incrementing. You can also reducing. So yeah, this is what we are going to learn in this video. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, in this video we are going to explore the second variable feature. In the previous video we already saw how we can convert our design to light from light mode to the dark mode, right? So in this video I'm going to show you how we can add conditional variable and then we can increment this value. We are going also to updating the current total value here. So let's dive in now. So first of all, in the previous video, we already saw that we can access our variable by clicking on this sidebar local variable, right? So when you press on it, we have this pop-up here that we can create our collection. So with this collection, I'm just going to leave it as it is. You can also change the name. So we are going to, first of all, create a variable. So we have already two buttons here. We have add and then remove. So we are going to create the variable. In the first video, if you didn't watch the previous video, you can just go to watch the video. So here in this video, we are focused on the numbers. So when you press on the variable number, so let me just call it name, okay? You can name it anything you want. You can say maybe add, you can maybe add to the card or anything you want. I just wanna give it num. And then here, because by default we already have one item, right? Because we are in the checkout part. So you already have one value. You don't want to give the value 0. Let's give it 1. So now that we have our variable, we need to refer to this variable. Where is it going to be updated? So first of all, my advice for this, before we start, I need you to create a frame. You can come at this side and then create your frame. So in this frame, why this frame? We are just going to work with the component. Then we can come to update it on our design. So you can copy this section and then come in this frame. So we are going to paste it in this frame, right? So we have it. Now that we already create our variable, I can go to close it. We'll open it after. Let's just now focus on the logic. You will see how the things work. So first of all, when we have this, we need to make it as component and then give it another instant. So we have our two component, right? So we will need, like, when we press plus, then it keep updating the value. First of all, let's focus on these two. Then we can come here to see how we can update it. So now I'm going to select the number. If you select the number itself, you can come at this side, your text area. As you can see here, we have text. So you will have this apply variable, right? You said yes, and then name. You press on it, then you said, okay, I want it to be focused on name. The second one also the same things. You come in the apply variable and then you give it to name. As you can see, now we have it related to the name. If I will select outside and then press on the variable. Now if I change, just look at that. If I change any variable, if I change the value here to 5, then it change here to 5. So that means now it linked to our variable, right? Anything we give it, it just keep changing. Let's put it back to 1. So now that we link our variable to the number, now we are going to move to the prototype, advanced prototype. When you come to the prototype, select first the add button. You can just select it and then drag it to the second instance, right? So in this case, let me just close this for now. You can come back to you can click back to the prototype. So we have it here. Here you don't need to touch anything. No need. This is okay. But we have this new feature which is a add action, right? When you press on add action, select set variable. When you set a variable, automatically it will ask you which variable are you going to work on, right? You just select, okay, I have only one variable for now. You can say, okay, name. So then you select name. What is next? What do you want to do with this variable? So I want to select this variable to add every time that I press on it to go to the next. For now, we are just going to the next one, right? It said name plus 1. It's okay. Then we are done with this functionality. Now, as you can see, let me just drag the component so you will see what I'm talking about. Here we have our component, and then we can see it if you come to the previews. So we have it here, right? When you press, nothing is going on. Unfortunately here I can't zoom in. I don't know, for some reason here. Okay, anyway, when you press, for now nothing is going on, because when you press on this component, it comes to the next one. But then in the next one we don't have any prototype is going on. So that's why here we are going to select the next add button, and then as you can see here we have interaction. We add an interaction. When you press on the add interaction, you have this none, and then we say okay, it's going to be for now let's just keep it set okay, let's just give it conditional. You can give it a set variable because of, in this case we want to also to update the value. I'm going to start with conditional. Conditional is just like, if this click, what will happen? If this, yeah. So I'm clicking the conditional, and the conditional, first of all, it gives you if. So now I'm going to say if my number is greater than, okay, as you can see here, we already have the default value. I'm saying if my number is greater than or equal to 1, right? Then okay, what do I need if the condition is true? What do you want it to do? I want it to set a variable and then say okay, the variable number, the same condition we give to this component, we will do the same things. We'll add 1, right? So, and then here no need else, because else I don't want it to be anything, because I'm not going to click on it. So you just give it num. You don't need to give anything. You just select num. Now, if we come back to the previous prototype, just open it and yeah. As you can see here we can see if I press on it, now it's incrementing, right? If I press on it, is incrementing. So that means our button of incrementing is working. All right. Now let's come back to do the same things with the decrementing, but for also something you can also say, you can also work on this at the same times, but to don't make it confused, let's do for the decrementing button, and then you can do the same things. When you drag it and then go to the set the variable first, and then just select the name. You just need to say okay, this name will be -1, right? That's all for now. So now you need also again select this, go to the sidebar, we press on add, and then select the conditional. So when we have the conditional, as we said, we need to set okay, the name, if the name is greater or equal to 1, right? Then what do you want it to do? Now for this case, we set the variable, we select the name, and then in this case you just say remove 1, right? So this is what, and then in this here we will do the same things. We just give it default 1 and then leave it. So now if we go back to our prototype, now we are able to decrement the value, right? So we have increment, decrement, increment, decrement. So now all this is working. Now what we wanted to do, anytime that we increment the value, we want this value also to be incremented. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go back to our variable. Let's go back to design and then select the variable, go to create another variable in the variable section and then select number. Now here I'm going to give it, let's say, total. Okay, when you give it total, okay, here you will take the default value here. Let me just say, because for me, in my case, maybe you will decide to choose another value. I give it the value here. So now you are going to select this value here, and then we did the same things. We refer it to the value, the variable, right? And then you select the same things and then give it totals. So now if I change this value, let's say 33, my value change, right? So this is what you are working on right now. All right, so let's give back the value. And then now what we are going to do, because we already set our condition, let's go back to the prototype. I know it can be a little bit tricky, but don't worry, this is really easy things. You just select the condition. So as you can see in the condition, we only have one condition for now. So because we are going to update this, you hover up on the if line. As you can see at the end, you have add nested action. You press on it and then go to set another variable. In this variable, we are going to work on the totals. When you select the totals, again, total, what you are going to do, add the value. Say, okay, my default value is, anytime that you press, I want you to add this value. Okay, that's good. And then else, you can also leave this else because you are not going to do anything, right? You can leave it as it is. All right, let's go back to do the same things before we can also, let's just test it. Now, if you check, as you can see, we are pressing and then the value is changing automatically. How cool is that, right? Now we are going to do the same things and then add the nested value and then set variable. When you set the variable, select totals, and then we did totals plus, minus. Now you said minus 99. Okay, that's okay. We already finished. And then now when I decrement it, my value is reducing, right? Prototype. Let's see if we are moving. What is going on here? All right, guys. So that's the things, right? So that's if you come here on the decrementing section. So I think we just need to add this setup variable, because if we decrement it and it reach this, the condition is not true, then we just need it to give us our value, our default value. So we don't need it to do anything. We just need it to give us our default value, because if the condition is true, is keep going to decrement the value. Let's just come here and then refresh the page. Now we are adding, as you can see, we are adding, right? Now we are reducing. When it reach 1, then we have 0, and we don't need 0, right? You need to come back to the condition. When you come back to the condition here, you just need to, instead of saying is greater or equal to, sorry about that. Instead of saying greater or equal, you can just select is not equal to 1, and then let's see if that will solve our problem. Yeah. So now I'm incrementing and then I'm reducing. Yeah. So when it reach 1, because it's item, we need at least one item inside, right? So that is it. And then now you are having your cart is adding, and then we are removing. All right, guys, this is the end of this video. If guys, let's see you in the next video. If don't forget also, guys, to give it a like. This really help us to improve. All right, guys, I think we reached at the end of this video. So as you can see, our project is working very. Guys, for watching. See you next time.